Krile. It's a rather lively settlement, isn't it? In defiance of this ceaseless gloom almost. Uklamat. It's a relief to see the people here are well. Hopefully the same can be said for everyone in Yasulani. Graha. It's fascinating how they've combined traditional bricklaying with electro-based engineering. A curious blending of two cultures. Alizé, I'll admit, I've seen nothing particularly suspicious yet. Erinville. This is a Tonawalton village, or at least it was, before the dome and these strange contraptions.
Here we are. Though you'll doubtless find much of what you see in Alexandria strange, the traditional agriculture practiced in this village at least should be familiar.
Queen's Fiend? What business brings her here, I wonder?
The Queen has come!
You look well, Paquine. And Katonye, I see you've already taken to your new position.
When she introduced herself as Queen, I was expecting someone colder. Honestly, she reminds me of you, Lamachi.
Me?
It's only natural for a ruler to love her people. And I should like to know them as best I can, even the most trifling details.
The more you come to know them, the more you grow to love them. Who they are and what they've built.
That's it. Beautifully put.
And it would appear that she is well loved in turn.
Your Majesty, you honor us with your presence. And who are these fine people?
Tuliolol's vow of resolve Wuklamat and her companions. They come from beyond the barrier, but you needn't worry. They are good people and are to be treated as my honored guests.
The rumors of a link to the outside are true, then. Wuklamat is still so young. Where are my manners? I am Popone, a leader of sorts of the people living out here.
Popone? That is a Tonawalton ring to it.
Right you are. I take it you hail from this region as well? Teshpiani, perhaps?
Yes, I do. I don't suppose you know a woman by the name of Kafkiwa?
Kafkiwa? I'm afraid I'm not sure if I've ever met someone with that name.
Oh, Mother isn't here. But it's a relief to know at least some of the people of Yasulani are alive and well.
Your mother, you say? Now that you mention it, I do see the resemblance.
You know my mother?
I do. Yes.
Then tell me, please, where is she?
I cannot say. Not here, but I promise I will in due time.
I have a question, Pepone. Do you recall what happened the day the dome first appeared?
The barrier? Well, I remember fixing a shelf that had collapsed after a terrible earthquake. Then the ground began to tremble. There was a brilliant flash of light, and then... Forgive me, my recollection of it all is rather poor.
You needn't push yourself, Pepone. After 30 years, no one could blame you for not remembering.
"30 years? As in 30 years in the past?"
Absurd though it may sound, there is no doubt in my mind the events that led to the joining of our lands occurred 30 years ago. Which is not to say I understand why our perceptions of the intervening time are so radically different. We only just became aware of the discrepancy when Zoralja's military base was completed, and we were at last able to venture beyond the barrier.
I believed you long dead. To have the chance to kill you myself is an unforeseen blessing.
Ah, now that makes sense. Wondering why the hell he said that.
"30 years. Little wonder Zoralja assumed our father had already passed away."
It's not unlike how time passes differently in the First and the Source. The fluctuating space of the rift between them disrupting temporal equivalence. Perhaps the same holds true here, and time flowed faster within the dome.
What will you say? Meaning this is a piece of another reflection? Or do you suppose time is still passing faster in here? Yeah, that's more interesting.
I was able to make contact with Y'shtola not long ago via link pearl, so that shouldn't be cause for concern. And based on the Queen's account, this encampment may have come to serve as a physical bridge between the two planes, after which the dome was forced into the Source's temporal flow.
If we're to be certain of anything, we need more information. Sphene, would it be all right if we had a look around and spoke with the townspeople?
By all means.
Time to see what we can see of Alexandria, then.
And its people. I may yet find familiar faces among the survivors from Yasolani.
Even if I don't understand the half of it, I would learn more of this place before we confront Zorolja.
Perhaps you'd care to see how we make our living. Though we have always prided ourselves on the use of traditional Tonawatan farming methods, the use of electro-fueled technologies has led to countless agricultural innovations.
I would join you as well.
Ma'am, please, you needn't trouble yourself.
It's no trouble at all. And I promise not to cause any manner of distraction.
Reassuring words, or they would be had I not heard them countless times before. Very well, but do be careful.
Of course. I shall proceed with the utmost care. Now then, if you two would follow me, we can begin the tour.
I can't say that I trust her yet, but I trust that her affection for these people is genuine. And that's enough for me.
Osh. Oh, are you on break too? We were just talking about the Halo. For years, no one was officially in charge of the place. But recently, someone raised in the outskirts was given the position. Personally, I'm all for it. Halo. Ah, yeah. Peace, Halo. Porquina. Whatever should I cook? I suppose I'd better make the most of the fresh produce I have at my fingertips. Luwatanine. If you're here for the fishing, make sure you don't touch any of your catches with your bare hands, or you'll be in for a shock. Cool. Lonyine. I don't recommend you go strolling around outside. If the lightning doesn't get you, the beasts will. Uaweshi. If you see any oglops out there, be sure to let me know. You won't believe the trouble they can cause. Oglope. Wihokwe. Welcome to the outskirts. We don't have much to offer, but make yourself at home. What kind of place is this? Well, as the name implies, the outskirts is just what we call the land outside of Everkeep. I suppose we only started calling it that after the dome appeared. It's home to folks who just want to live off the land, folks like me. Having said that, things sure have changed over the years. Now we got all kinds of new technology, for better or worse. Tell me about yourself. The name's Wihokwe. And I've lived in Yaskulani since before that whole hullabaloo all those years ago. I make my way raising livestock, but I hurt my back while carrying a bag of feed. These days I spend more time looking after myself than the animals. Zamanike. Sorry, I'm a little busy. I must organize these resources before they can be traded in Everkeep. So it sounds like Everkeep is the central city or something, I guess. Dorian. Even if it's for research purposes, I simply cannot stand being out here. With all the lightning and whatnot. Only a fool would choose to live in a place like this. Shiwa. Yes, that should do nicely. Oh, this? I'm using electrobe technology to prepare this fertilizer. We can easily adjust the humidity and airflow, which, if you know anything about this sort of thing, is rather useful. Washezika. You around here? Why not join me for a drink? What's with these bags? Uklama. Touring farmlands with the queen of another nation is not how I expected to spend my day. Sphene. Electrope has done much to improve the efficiency of their farming, but hasn't replaced everything. The people wanted to preserve their old way of life, and we did not want to force ours upon them. Uklma, you went to such lengths so that our cultures could coexist, even going so far as to learn our tongue. I'm sure everyone appreciated that. Sphene. Communication was thankfully not an issue, but the Turali tongue is surprisingly similar to Alexandrian. Of course, there are words and phrases for which there is no equivalent, but those can be taught with minimal effort. Through mutual respect, understanding, and patience, we Alexandrians and Turali have learned a great deal from one another. And I am sure there is much you wish to learn as well, so please, if you have questions, do not hesitate to ask. Toshana, as luck would have it, the Reforgers have brought in a variety of wares. If you have any bi-color gemstones, I would be happy to trade with you. Uklama. Oh, I already read that. A day in the life. Sphene is eager to show you around. Sphene, rather than bore you with lengthy explanations, let us head back to the farm we passed earlier. Yupie's Halo, it is called. We can speak with one of the farmers when we arrive. Welcome, I guess we're off to Yupie's Halo. Oh shit. Lamont. What do you suppose they keep inside this building? Ronek. Sphene. Here we are. I'm sure you'll learn a great deal from the workers here. Mahusa. Sphene, allow me to introduce you to Mahusa, one of the most experienced farmhands in all of Alexandria. She's well versed in myriad farming techniques. Indeed, the wealth of knowledge she has shared with the other farmers is what has allowed this place to flourish. Mahusa. Queen Sphene. To what do I owe this sudden shower of praise? Sphene, my apologies for the interruption. I am come with guests from beyond the barrier. They wish to learn more of Alexandria, and so I invited them to see how our crops are grown. I do hope that's all right. Mahusa. So the rumors of visitors from the outside were true. What manner of hosts would we be to deny them a look around? And I gather your majesty also intended to check on things here? Sveen, you know me too well, Mahusa. I thought to seize the opportunity to see how the farmers fare, and perhaps pepper them with a few questions. Though I do so enjoy observing and taking part in the work too. It would appear we have her permission, so please walk the grounds to your heart's content. Muklamat, you go on ahead. I'll keep Sveen company. Don't misunderstand, I'm not the suspicious type, but given our positions, it would make sense for us to go around together, wouldn't you say? Sveen, a fair point, but be sure not to let me out of your sight. Sveen, I shall remain under Wuklamat's watchful eye. Pray, come find us after you've seen your fill and spoken with the other farmhands. So, my duties here are quite varied despite being merely a farmer. We all have to do our parts if we're to prosper. Elias, light levels appear to be fine. As for the power source... You wish to know about my job? I tend to the fields mostly, watering the crops, keeping the soil fertile, and so on. It admittedly took some time until I fully understood how best to carry out my duties. I also manage the lamps we use in the fields. We do our best to keep everything up to code, but should they ever start to malfunction, it's up to me to fix them. The land and sky being what they are, ensuring a rich harvest makes for constant work, but honestly, I enjoy how involved the process is. Both my parents being Alexandrian, I didn't grow up knowing much of anything about farming. Every day is an opportunity to learn and grow. If you should ever take an interest in farming, I'd be more than happy to teach you what I know. Keyneck. Oh, an unfamiliar face. I gather this is your first time on site then. Well, this here's the storehouse, or rather the entrance. The real storehouse is underground, much more spacious and equipped with a temperature regulation system to keep the harvest from spoiling. Since the entrance is so small, it's much easier to prevent wild beasts from wandering inside, which also makes it a viable facility for breeding and raising livestock. We've even got a few beds down there for emergencies. My parents often complained about how Alexandrian technology and Electra complicate our lives, but it's just a matter of learning how things work. Take my job, for instance. I'm presently overseeing the storage of harvested crops. They'll be taken up to the tower for processing, and from there, find their way to every dining table in Alexandria. The work is hard, I'll not deny, but I take great satisfaction in what we do. I actually live up there. It's only for work that I come down to the outskirts. Kipewi. They're saying that you and yours are visitors from beyond the barrier. That true? So it is. Which means we're connected to the outside world again. Not that I have a desire to leave, mind you. I'm quite content with life here in Alexandria. But setting that aside, you're here to observe our work, right? As you can see, I'm in charge of livestock. Here at UPA's Halo, we produce not only fruit and vegetables, but also meat, poultry, and eggs. Tending the animals is an absolute joy, but I have to be careful not to grow attached. It's always a little sad when they're shipped off, but a job is a job. Well, I need to get back to it, but it was nice talking to you. Please give my regards to the Queen. Perhaps later you could tell me more of what the world is like beyond the barrier. Uklamat. It's a shame Connor's not here to see all these bizarre contraptions. Sphene, I see. Don't be too hard on yourself. Anyone would have been hard-pressed to deal with such a thing. Oh, welcome back. My apologies for failing to notice your return. I gather you've had your fill of speaking with the farmers. Then let us return to Mahusa. Sphene, well, what are your impressions of the farm? Everything was surprisingly normal. I was amazed that everyone loves their work. Electrip is quite impressive. Electrip is quite impressive. Sphene. So it was the Electrip that caught your eye. It's only natural, I suppose, if you come from a place without it. Still, you only seem mildly impressed. This leads me to believe you have experience with even more marvelous technology. I'd love to hear your tales one day. And what did you think of our little tour, Lamachi? What did you call me? Sphene, was that inappropriate? My apologies. I heard the others call you by that name and I thought... Wuklamat. No, it's fine. As you said before, we've no need for titles and formalities. As for my thoughts, I was very impressed. That machines could be used to overcome so harsh an environment is amazing. I've never seen anything like it. Mahusa. The feeling is understandable. Indeed, many still find the machinery behind me baffling. It's a system that controls the distribution of water for the fields and livestock. It's been acting up lately, though. Sphene, acting up, you say? Mahusa, you needn't worry, my queen. It happens fairly often. Put simply, it's taken in water that had a strong lightning charge. We think some creatures have become charged up with the energy, and they're releasing it into the river we use as a source. The system would return to normal if the creatures were dealt with, but I'm reluctant to beg it of the army. Uklamat. We could take care of it if you'd like. Sphene. That is most gracious of you to offer, but it is much too dangerous. Uklamat. Oh, it's no trouble for the vow of resolve of Tuliolal. Regardless of how the relationship between our nations may develop, if there are people in need, I want to help. Simple as that. And Devray is even stronger than I am. It shouldn't take us long at all. Sphene. Then very well. I gratefully accept. But please take all care. Uklamat. This ought to go even faster if you and I search for lightning-charged fiends on our own. Good hunting. Sphene, I do not doubt your strength, but please be careful. Mahusa. Sorry for dragging you into our troubles. If it seems too dangerous, don't hesitate to retreat. Oh, so, wow, you really are strong. Sphene. Ah, you're both alright, thank goodness. Uklamat, you really needn't have worried so much. We barely broke a sweat dealing with the fiends. They're all gone now. Svein, of course I was worried. You're my dear guests. But thank you. We truly appreciate this. Mahusa, indeed. With this, we won't have to ask Ziraja's machines for help. He's been making a concerted effort to bolster his forces, sparing but a fraction for the people's protection. He thinks nothing of our safety, unlike Queen Svein. Svein, that's enough, Mahusa. If you have grievances, I will hear them later. But to speak of the king now... Uklamat, no, she's right. He's never been one to look after his people. Anyway, thanks for letting us tour the farm. The folk here are delightful, and it was a pleasure to meet them. Svein, you couldn't have favored us with more uplifting words. My people are my pride and joy. Mahusa, you never failed to let us know, nor how much you care. Svein, of course. You're my precious family, all of you. Wuklamat, you seem a good sort, Svein. That I'll admit. But you'll forgive me if I'm not ready to lower my guard for the enemy queen just yet. Mahusa, for you to be called that, I dread to imagine what villainy your majesty has committed. Svein, come now. This is no laughing matter. A ruler is responsible for the welfare of countless lives. One wrong decision can lead to untold suffering. Failure is unconscionable. Now, I believe we are done with the farm. Let's move on, shall we? Mahusa, my apologies for laughing earlier. Your friend painted an image so far removed from the Svein we know, I couldn't help myself. Uklamat. Ziralja, you bastard. On the cloud, Svein would take you back to the outskirts. Svein, perhaps we should head back to the outskirts? I dare say your friends will also have returned by now. Mahusa, my thanks again for dealing with the fiends. Come and visit us anytime. Like everyone, I have the utmost admiration and respect for Queen Svein. It's a little embarrassing to say such things to her in person, though. Svein, there is so much of Alexandria I would love to show you. Uklamat, do you hear that?
What's happening over there?
It's nearly time.
I'm glad you could make it.
Are you with us?
Queen Sphene has come to see you.
We're here, Namika. Everything is going to be all right.
It's Namika. Holy shit.
What's the matter, dear?
Uklamat.
It can't be. That's the bangle I gave to Namika.
You know her?
Of course I know her. She was like a mother to me.
I see. She was always willing to lend a kindly ear to others, but rarely did she ever speak of herself.
Is it really you?
She must have arrived shortly before the barrier manifested. For us, it was perhaps days, but for her...
Namika, it's me! Wuklamat!
I'm afraid her time with us is nearly at an end.
Has she no more soul cells?
She always used hers sparingly, but at her age, it wouldn't make a difference.
Ma'am, the ushers have arrived.
Thank you, Namika, for your many years of friendship. Take comfort in the knowledge that this is not the end. Be not afraid. Your memory will live on, in us.
living on in memory. The giants share a similar belief.
Wait, where are you taking her?
Worry not. She is being escorted to a medical facility in the tower. There we will ease her burden. I had hoped to make arrangements for her sooner, but she wished to remain here for as long as possible. I could not bring myself to refuse her.
Is there any way I might stay with her for a little while longer? We may not share the same blood, but she was my mother. Please.
Let us give them some time alone.
She didn't speak, but I'm grateful that I could be with her at the end. Thank you.
It's not the end.
Hmm?
Oh, nothing. I was just thinking that we have much to discuss. Where shall we begin?
Kinda sus.
With what we can be reasonably certain of, perhaps. Between what we have witnessed and the testimony of Alexandria's inhabitants, it's safe to say that two distinct lands have indeed become one. What's more, having met Namika, there is no denying the divergence in the passage of time. Taken together, these phenomena strongly suggest that some manner of cross-rift displacement has occurred. Specifically, the displacement of Alexandria from another reflection to the source.
It does seem the most likely explanation.
What perplexes me, however, is the scale of said displacement. It far exceeds what could conceivably be achieved with a void gate, or even with the Crystal Tower. In essence, we are dealing with a localized instance of dimensional compression. The Ascians would no doubt liken it to a rejoining. Which invites the question, how was such a feat accomplished?
I wish that I had an answer for you, but this talk of reflections and dimensions is well beyond my understanding. I can only tell you that we lived peacefully under the barrier's protection for many, many years, until the day that peace was suddenly broken.
If I may clarify, the barrier predates Alexandria's displacement.
By several hundred years, yes. To when the continent we call home was ravaged by a devastating cataclysm. The barrier was erected to isolate us from the surrounding land's noxious influence.
I see. And it was only later that it was whisked away, along with its contents, by means unknown.
In other words, Sphyn's as lost as the rest of us, right? The Alexandrians didn't mean to end up in Tural.
But of course, our next stop ought to be Everkeep. That tower over yonder.
Avoiding the question.
Once you have been registered as my guests, you will have access to Solution 9 and its residential district, where you will doubtless gain invaluable insight into Alexandria's state of affairs. Unfortunately, I cannot take you directly to where Zoralja resides.
That you'd let us in it all goes a long way toward proving you're not content to let Zoralja do as he pleases. But we're not talking about a simple difference of opinion here. I've come to avenge my father. And to do so, I intend to take Zoralja's life. Are you willing to stand by and allow Alexandria's king to be slain?
A fair question. Permit me to answer it thus. My people come first. Their welfare is paramount. I will do everything in my power to keep them from harm. It is a ruler's duty. Now, I am off to register you at Everkeep. It may take some time, but you shall find the entrance open to you in due course. Oh, and ere I forget, your mother, Kafkiwa, you might try the Thunder Yards to the east.
The Thunder Yards? Is that where she is?
I am afraid I can say no more than that. Make for the Thunder Yards, and all will be made clear.
It's not as if we have other pressing business. Not until we can get into this Everkeep, anyway. Thank you for earlier. And for being a friend to Namika these past 30 years. It means a lot to me.
Namika? I'm sorry, but I don't know who you mean.
What? We were just with her. If this is some sort of a joke, it isn't funny.
I don't mean to give offense, but I honestly have no idea who you are talking about. I'm sorry.
Good old mind control.
How can you not know who she is?
He's got a brain slug.
You're in charge here. She was under your care.
Then in all likelihood, my memories of her have been stored in the cloud. Any person seemingly forgotten without reason is probably there, in the cloud. Oh, I really must be getting back to work. If you'll excuse me.
I knew something was up with this place. It's got some weird ass vibe to it. Everyone's too happy. Mind control brain slugs. Let's fucking go. Alizé, this is very unsettling. Yeah. Cryle, we'll see how it is with other people. Graha, as far as I could tell, As far as I could tell, Pepone genuinely had no recollection of Namika. Erenville. I've never seen nor heard of anything like this before. Uklamat, what's going on? How could Pepone suddenly forget about Namika? It's as if he never knew her. Alizé, could the same thing have happened to the others as well? I wonder. Cryle, there's only one way to find out. Let's make inquiries about Namika in the area. We can reconvene afterwards at the Aetheryte. Namika. Working resident. An old woman named Namika? I'm afraid I don't know that person. I'm sorry I couldn't be of help. I'm sorry, perhaps someone else knows this Namika. She's in the cloud. All hail King Apple. Caregiving resident. I do recall caring for someone until recently. Can you say that it was a woman named Namika? While I can't say for certain if it was her, I wouldn't worry. I'm sure she's just been taken up to the cloud. It's not common, but it does happen from time to time. Upload grandma to the cloud. Preoccupied resident. What's that? Do I know a Namika? Never met anyone by that name, and I've worked at the outskirts for a good while now. If she'd spent time here, I would remember. Like as not, this Namika is up in the cloud. Bruh, your head's in the clouds. All your brain slug brainlets. Ooh, I wonder if I can see them asking people questions. Don't see anybody. Oh, doesn't look like it. Uklamat. So it was the same for everyone. Not a single person remembers Namika. It's as if the memory of her has been purged from their minds. Kryl. While such a thing might be done with magic, to alter the memories of so many at once would be a tremendous undertaking. We would have felt a surge of ether corresponding to the act too, and I sensed none in that moment. Alize, neither did I, but I did notice something else. Right before Pepone seemingly forgot, the light in the device on his head began to blink. Graha. Could there be a connection? Someone also said something about soul cells. But who might we ask about this? If we continued making such inquiries, I expect we would only cause confusion. Alize, indeed. If we can't readily solve the mystery about Namika, perhaps we could search for Kafkiwa instead? Erenville. Sveen said to try the Thunder Yards. Should be in this direction. That's east? Hey, what's that? Unidentified floating object. Gasp. Impossible. Enemy spotted. The Legolas eyes. Erenville. Uklamat. Another kind of mechanical soldier? It looks dangerous. We'd better destroy it. UFO. Ooh-ah! Cool. Some kind of spy device. Kryl. Should we give chase? Alize, I think it understood our words. It might be worth asking it some questions. Erenville, are you alright? You look like you've seen a ghost. Erenville, it's nothing. I'm fine. Uklamat. Well, I went off in the direction we're headed anyway, so let's try to track it down. What the hell? What's wrong, man? Why is he so weirded out? $360. Oklahoma. Nothing but birds over here. Ah, Alize, you bitch. It's faster than it looks. Rah. I do not see it. Kryl. No sign of it over here. Erenville. That voice. Could it be? You heard the freaking robot from that far away? Those rabbit ears are pretty good, man. Champion! Il est champion. Extends voice acting. Nah, never mind. I want to catch it. The Pokeball. Ooh, what's in there? Muklama, you found it? Aaronville. To the northeast? Then it must be bound for the mines. Muklama, come on then. Alizé, it could well be a trap, so let's not rush in too quickly. And she's always worried about traps. Maybe she's the trap. Secret sausage. Maybe it's Alphino. Maybe they changed clothes. Well, well, well. The stones in those crates. Could it be turquoise? Ooklamad. So it went in here. Alizé. I think it's safe to assume it went into the mines. Kryl. An old coal mine? It appears to have long since been abandoned, like so many other places. Aaronville. I heard faint voices coming from inside. Ooklamad. So it's not alone. But we're still going in, of course. This may be a trap. Be ready for a fight, everyone. Ain't no trap. Ugh. Perfect. Yanish Enibat. Yanish Enibat. Graha. It would appear no one has worked these tunnels in quite some time. Alizé. I'm not worried. We've had to improvise countless times before, after all. Kryl. A device with electrode. Seems to be the only one here. Ooklamad. This tunnel just keeps going. Aaronville. I can hear them. Several people up ahead. Can't make out their conversation with the echoing. Ooklamad, let's keep going. Stay on your guard. Wow, he really has super hearing. Hearing. Fringe society. One's not with brain slugs on their head.
What is this?
I like this spooky music. At least that's the mood. Help computer. Who's that? Whoa. Oh.
A trap?
What's that noise?
It really is you!
Elenishpia. Who's that? Kafkiwa?
Huh?
Who?
I just have to get a look at you in the light. And I can still hardly believe my eyes. But it is you, my darling Elenispia!
My darling, what now?
Oh, it's so good to see you, my fussy little bun bun. But what are you doing here? What brings you all this way?
I see a little bun. It's his mom. It's Kafkiwa. Maybe.
Why the long face? Aren't you happy to see me after all this time?
I'd know that laugh anywhere. Mother?
Wait. Since when was your mother a weird floating thing?
And what have we here? Say, aren't you Gulu Jaja's kitten? I knew I recognized that adorable fuzzy face. Elenispia was always so excited whenever you invited him over to play. You remember me, I hope?
I can't say that I do, but you know my father?
Appearances notwithstanding, it would seem this is my mother, Kafkiwa.
I'm sorry?
Oh, this won't do. Come in. Friends of my Elenispia are always welcome.
All I ask is a little forewarning, but no.
Just when I thought I was starting to get a handle on this place. How are things still getting stranger?
Don't talk to me. What's going on around here? Alright, so the entrance is here. Very good. Eleneshpia. We're ready to hide in a heartbeat. Alright then. Everybody wearing the Shadowbringer's gear. Me too. I think it's a good set. Burn. Everyone has to stay vigilant in this game, in this expansion. Crank it down. Okay, Cryle. At this point, I doubt anything could possibly surprise me. Come on, his mum's obviously been uploaded into the cloud and then downloaded into a new robot body. That's what's gonna happen to Namika probably. Maybe if she chooses it, I'm looking. Alizé, Erenville's mother is a floating machine. Right, that makes about as much sense as everything else thus far. Gra, the Alligans had machines that could be controlled remotely. Is she using something similar to communicate with us? See, that's what I thought at first, but I reckon she's just been uploaded and then downloaded. Uklamat. I can't say I understand what's going on, but at least Kafkiwa is safe. Talking about advanced technology here. Wayakwe. Wayakwe. Oh, hello. Hello. Mighty fine looking outfit you got there. Geodude. Always too much excitement with her. Sorry for drawing our weapons on you. Geode? Geode? Nostalgia? What kind of a name is Nostalgia? If it's any consolation, this is all rather confusing for us. This is all rather confusing to us as well. Kafkiwa! Come, make yourself comfortable. Yourselves comfortable. Okay, Erenville. Erenville, as far as I can tell, this is indeed my mother. I can think of few people in the world quite so spirited. But as to what's happened, we'll need to ask her. Gone and forgotten, Erenville is conflicted by this long-fated reunion. Erenville, let's hear what she has to say. How can you not voice act this next segment? Oh my god. Kafkiwa. It's so wonderful to meet you all. And the students of Baldessian. It's been a while since I heard that name. Aaronville. Dare I ask the reason for your appearance? Kafkiwa. Oh, this? It's just the body that I control remotely. I use this for our operations. Oh, okay. So she's still alive then. Wow. We are members of a resistance organization, Oblivion, we call ourselves, and our goal is to thwart Zeralja's ambitions for conquest. See, none of them have the brain slugs. Oblivion, huh? Yeah, fringe. The resistance. As the leader, it's prudent that I remain where I can't be easily found. Thwart Zeralja's ambitions for conquest. Alizé, I see. Whimsical appearances notwithstanding, yours is a serious cause. Kefkiwa, right you are. Truth be told, Oblivion was founded for an altogether different purpose. Gra, and that is? Kefkiwa, as I expect you've already noticed, everything you see within this dome, the buildings, the people, the very earth beneath our feet, is a fusion of two worlds. Stopping such a fusion was Oblivion's original mission. Kryl, then does that mean you know who or what is responsible for it? Kefkiwa, I'm afraid not. This was a long time ago, and our mission statement has become more of a legend that's passed down to members. By the time we joined, our sole objective was stopping Zeralja. But we failed to do that. And now he's taking his army outside the dome. Wuklamat, none of you wear those strange devices on your heads. Does that have something to do with your work? Brainslug. Kefkiwa, you mean this? It's a regulator, the pinnacle of electrope technology, and that we don't wear it is indeed related to our operations. The pinnacle of electrope technology. Regulator. Graha, what exactly does it do? It regulates. Geode. Allow me to explain. Regulators have two primary functions. The first, as the name suggests, is the regulation of the wearer's reserve of souls. Should they die, the regulator expends a soul to bring them back to life. Alize. Reserve? You mean people walk around carrying spare souls? Geode. They do. Souls are packaged in cells, and they can be used to replenish the life force that is lost due to sudden death, such as in accidents. They do nothing for those who die of old age, though. Distribution of soul cells is based on one's work evaluation to encourage exemplary performance when fulfilling their duties. CCP. Alize. Souls as a common resource and payment for services rendered. Graha. The voidsent practice of consuming others for their ether comes to mind. And similarly, I expect that the act comes with some risk. Zero. Oh no. Zeromus. What will I say? Doesn't it dilute your sense of self? That's what it did in the 13th, yeah. Wouldn't the consciousness of others corrupt your own? That also happened. Let's go with the first. Doesn't it dilute your sense of self? Geode. That is prevented through memory management, a process in which regulators also play a role. Kryl, memory management? Then the reason everyone has forgotten Namika's existence... Geode. The regulators are constantly recording the memories of their wearer, so if they should suddenly die, their memories can be refreshed as part of the restoration process. This is how they preserve one's identity and sense of self. However, the regulators are also triggered when someone else dies. Reason being is that regulators forcibly extract memories relating to the deceased from anyone wearing one. Alize, why would they do such a thing? Kefkiwa, it's a kindness bestowed upon the people of Everkeep's core system, so that no one has to suffer the pain of loss. Kryl, so this is what is meant by their memories being in the cloud. Geode. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and archived in the system. It's a frightening function of the regulators, and an integral step in soul cell production. Noob. Geode. You see, when a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where memories are separated from the soul. The blue and the orange. Ah, oh, it's white. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. What? +1 soul. Kafkiwa. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. Alizé. And this is why people are happy here. On its surface, it's similar to the Yokui philosophy, but I see nothing noble or comforting in it. Geode. Well, it doesn't seem so terrible to me personally. All comes down to what you're used to, I suppose. Like the barrier encasing Alexandria, this system was created to overcome the calamity that transformed the world hundreds of years ago. Amidst the mounting death toll, scientists used the electrope to devise a means to save what lives they could, so that the nation could endure. Uklamat. I understand the people of Alexandria did what they believed was best to save their people. I just find it hard to believe that Turali would also accept this way of living. Kafkiwa. It came as a shock to us as well. In fact, a great many were opposed to it. Which is why the use of regulators was never compulsory. The people have always been free to go without them if they so wish. Uklamat. Sphene didn't strike me as the sort of ruler to impose her will on others. Kafkiwa. Ah, so you've already met. Erenville. She's the one who suggested we come to the Thunder Yards in the first place. She also said she wants to help us stop Zeralja. Kafkiwa. Awfully kind of her to point you in my direction, and to speak so candidly as well. Whatever her motives, she has given the people a choice. Live with the risk of true death, or the security of the regulators. Erenville, everything that lives must someday die. That is the natural order of things. Kivkiwa, quite right. But however you feel about them, it would be easier to understand what the regulators are capable of if you saw it for yourself. I know just the person to show you, and as luck would have it, they should be starting work right about now. Muklamat, who were we going to see exactly? Kivkiwa, come with me and you'll find out. Weird. Geode. Take care not to get struck by lightning out there. One fellow reckoned you could dodge them by jumping back the instant there's a flash, but that's crazy if you ask me. Ha! Final Fantasy X reference? Hell yeah. Wayakwe. Nostalgia is my twin sister. Like most people, we both used to wear regulators, but, well, let's just say a lot happened. Twin, I guess. Wayakwe looks better. Nostalgia. Firearms make the most sense for people who don't have the combat training like us. Wait, firearms make the most sense for people who don't have combat training like us. That's why we salvage as many as we can from the mechanical soldiers and convert them for our use. Wait, does that mean... Firearms make the most sense for people who don't have combat training like us? Don't have combat training like us? Or who don't have combat training like us? Wait, do you guys... I don't know, I don't understand. You guys have firearms though. Does that mean you don't have combat training? Word your sentences better, please. It's ambiguous. I don't understand whether they're combat trained or not. Whoa! What's going on here? Blah 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 blah. Me demo. Indeed, all memories of the deceased are wiped from the minds of the people and are archived in the system. It's a founding function of the regulators and an integral step in soul cell production. When a person dies of natural causes, their soul is temporarily housed within the regulator. It's then delivered to a facility where the memories are separated from the soul. The result is a fresh soul cell, free of impurities, ready for distribution and consumption. Meanwhile, the memories are stored in the core system to be remembered forever. Perhaps that's the cloud. Oh, Kakiwa said that last one. Huh, okay. So they take the soul, and the memories get uploaded to the cloud. Stored within the core system. Yeah. Oh, it's kind of far. Not yet. I should just send some to do the big one a lot earlier. Okay, Kryl. Weird to see how the regulators work. But how? Some guy, we're gonna kill him. Or he's gonna off himself. Alize, I'm sorry, but I just can't accept the idea of using souls as a resource. Yeah, there's no need to apologize, Alize. This shit's weird. Uklamat. So those regulators are to blame for everyone forgetting Namika, for forgetting what a wonderful person she was. To alter the memories of the populace with such precision is no small feat. Aaronville, what does she intend to show us? Buba. Kafkiwa, everyone here? Good. It is the responsibility of the Thunderyard's hunters to fell any fiends found wandering the area. We are to meet an acquaintance of mine, Striker, one of these hunters. Alright, let's go get the retainers done first. Trouser snake. Defective sentry. Boom, boom, boom. Where are we? BRB. Reupload. What do you think is in this box? I'm guessing food. Alizé? Judging by its name, I take it this facility is for gathering lightning energy. Electric potential. Cryo. Given the opportunity, I should very much like to study electrope on behalf of the students. Graha. While I'm not blind to the potential benefits of these regulators, the risks inherent in giving another party the power to alter your memories cannot be overstated. Never mind the ethical considerations of using souls in such a fashion. Heronville. Let's get this over with. Kafkiwa. Striker will show you what life can be like wearing a regulator. Striker. Kafkiwa? What are you doing here? And with so many friends? Kafkiwa. Apologies for the interruption, but I was hoping they might observe you at work. Striker. Hunting, you mean? That's fine, I guess. Oops. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen Spheen's crown. Queen Spheen's crown. Wait a minute. Hold on. I assumed they were wearing special regulators like Queen Spheen's crown. But they aren't wearing anything at all. So Queen Spheen wears one as well, huh? Crown is a special regulator. It's much too dangerous to be here without one. What if they're struck by lightning? Or attacked by beasts? Kafkiwa, I can assure you, they're all quite capable of looking after themselves. If anything should go amiss, I will take full responsibility. Striker, well, don't say I didn't warn you. Danger aside, there isn't really much to see. Reupload. Kafkiwa said you're a hunter. But wouldn't it be easier for those mechanical soldiers to guard this place? Striker. It would, if not for the fact they are weak to lightning. The Thunder Yard being what it is, they've been ordered to steer clear. Some good they are, eh? These facilities are vital to the upkeeping of Alexandria's infrastructure, so it falls to hunters like me to deal with any fiends. Given the danger, we're well compensated for our work. It's a perfect profession for anyone looking to build up savings. The special selection of souls for hunters isn't terrible either. Kafkiwa, I brought this lot here to see this danger you speak of. It's not too much trouble to ask. Striker. Ah, of course. In which case, it'd be a shame to waste my efforts on just any old beast. You can all handle yourselves in a fight, right? If you cause a ruckus slaying what critters you see nearby, there's a chance you'll draw out something worthy of a demonstration. Alizé, I'm not sure I understand, but I suppose we should slay what we can. Kiwa. My fussy little bun was never any good at fighting, and this body of mine isn't suited to it either. We leave this work in your capable hands. Erinville, I'm afraid I must leave the fighting to you. Up there. Gaze attack. Striker. This one will do nicely. Monk, huh? Alizé, we'll help you. Striker, it's fine really. I've faced worse. Just watch. Booklet man, I don't like the looks of this. Let us help. Striker, oh no. Alizé, look out. It's alright, that's why we came here. To see her get revived. Cryo, 12 reserve. Alizé, she needs healing. No, she doesn't. Why is everybody in the story so stupid? Why can't people put 2 and 2 together? Faster. Kind of tiring. Striker, that was embarrassing. The bastard caught me off guard. Buklama, are you mad? Seriously, let us help. Striker, I told you not to worry. This will only take a moment. demon mode. Uplama, just like Zoralja. No shit. Striker, come on, let's get out of here. Grahatia. That's also a function of the regulator. Kaioken. Uklamat. I think I understand now how Zoralja was able to return from the dead and defeat Papa. But I'm not sure what we saw at the end there. Alize, as soon as the regulator turned red, it was as if you were possessed. Your movements became beast-like. Graha, don't tell me. You empowered yourself with the soul of a beast. I'm reminded of the Serpentine soldier we encountered at Vanguard, who did the same. Striker, so you've crossed paths with one of the King's elite. Such a form can only be achieved from gorging yourself on souls. We could do the same in theory, but it's incredibly dangerous. Besides, it's not as if they'd allow hunters to carry that many souls to begin with. Well, I should be getting back to work. Take care. Kafkiwa. And there you have it. Regulators can be loaded with two kinds of souls. Those of peoples and those of beasts. The souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Souls of people can be used to grant the user preternatural strength. Naturally, they can also be used to ensure no one suffers an untimely death. Uklamat, and what about the souls of beasts? Kefkiwa, they work much in the same fashion, imbuing you with the strength of the chosen animal. If, for example, you use the soul of a wolf, you would grow more agile and feral, as you saw with Striker. Using several of the same type at once, however, would result in physical changes. Your teeth might become fangs, your nails claws. Too many and you'll become more beast than man. Raha. Changing one's form through the souls of other beings. It becomes more and more reminiscent of Void Sense. Yet unlike the Void, where the cycle of death and rebirth is simply broken, souls here are forcibly taken before they might reach the ethereal sea. Different means to achieve similar ends. Erinville, a cycle to which all within the dome are bound. Alizé, this is wrong. This is all wrong. Kryl, it is indeed hard to accept, but being so far removed from our own beliefs. No, it is indeed hard to accept, being so far removed from our own beliefs. Perhaps more shocking is that the technology to achieve all this was developed hundreds of years ago. Graha, the civilizations and the reflections are surprising indeed. Erinville. Sphene speaks of lived experiences that suggest she's far older than she appears. Considering the power of these regulators, perhaps it's not so far-fetched. Well, yeah, she wears a special regulator. That's what that guy said. Oh, that's what Stryker said, actually. So, yeah. Kefkiwa. I've never seen it for myself, but it's said that if a beast's soul is potent enough, a single soul is enough to induce a monstrous transformation. Ooh. Savage. Gonna see this in the Raid series, perhaps? Graha. When Emmett Selk spoke of surprising civilizations in other reflections, I wonder if he had Alexandria in mind. Alizé. Having seen the beauty of the ethereal sea firsthand, simply can't accept what they've done here in Alexandria. Kryl. I understand this is part of their culture, but it is no less disconcerting. Yeah, shit's weird. Uklamat. While we all have our thoughts and souls, for now the important thing is we know what power Zeralja has at his disposal. Graha. It's one thing to separate corporeal ether from incorporeal ether, but to strip memories from the soul entirely is unprecedented technology. Kryl. This is no longer only Tuliola's concern. With this newfound power, Zeralja has become a real threat to the entire world. Uklamat. Indeed, he has to be stopped, no matter the cost. Give me level. Zero has been added to the unending codex? Hog. The void's been added, zero's been added, soul's been added. 98. Very good. Proggers. Oh yeah, the codex. Ooh, can I click here and just read it? Oh, sick. Just opens it up. Wait a minute, what? The Studium? I didn't see these added. When the hell were they added? Oh man, that's a lot of reading. Alright. Might as well read these ones first, because they're relevant to this right now. The Void. The 13th was once strikingly similar to the Source, albeit possessed of its own unique history. much as might be said of any other reflection. Tragedy arrived, however, when Ascians enveloped the lands in darkness, in their attempt to shatter the barrier between the worlds and force a rejoining. The first step of their machinations involved sharing the secrets of primal summoning and instigating wars of conquest. Heroes possessed of preternatural talents came forth to do battle, employing an art that sealed the primals away in crystal memoria. They then drew on the memoria's power to tip the balance and quell the conflicts for good. But from these champions arose new tyrants, intoxicated by the strength they now wielded. One by one, the heroes fell, the tides turned, and the catastrophic shift in ethereal equilibrium triggered a flood of darkness. Yet even greater disaster was to come when the Ascians rejoining failed to channel the surfeit of darkness onto the source. Who did that? Yet even greater disaster was to come when the Ascians rejoining failed to channel the surfeit of darkness onto the source. Having nowhere else to which it could escape, these energies surged and swelled until it engulfed the 13th entirely, transforming every living being on the star into twisted fiends. All that was left was a grasping void, where even the surcease of death was denied its inhabitants. Surcease. Does that mean like the stopping? That's surcease. Ending cessation.
Surcease.
To come to an end. Noun, ending cessation. Cessation. Even the ending of death was denied its inhabitants, yeah. Ever since this inundation of darkness, the veil separating worlds has been notably thinner between the source and the void, more so than with any other reflection. Forging a passage via natural fissures or man-made gates is comparatively simple, and voidsent incursions, be they the result of deliberate summonings or otherwise, are a frequent occurrence. 0. Memoriat. In the void, where life's natural cycle no longer holds sway, 0 strives to restore her world to its rightful state. 0's mother, a Memoriat, was with child when she was exposed to a powerful source of darkness during battle. 0 was thus born half voidsent, ceased to age after reaching adulthood. She chose to take up her mother's struggle to bring an end to the Contra Memoria, but while traveling as a lone hero, she was bested by a band of corrupt Memoriats. A flood of darkness inundated the world even as she lay dying, sweeping her soul into the rift between worlds. When an incidental fissure at last allowed her to return, she found her world an empty void, uninhabitable by any being that was not a voidsent. 0 surrendered to hopelessness, condemned as she was to wander alone for eternity. Oops. Although strong enough to manifest her own territory in the swirling mire, 0 rarely visited her home unless her ether reserves were low. It instead became a sanctuary for lesser voidsent who had grown tired of the endless battle for dominance, an intrusion she tolerated without protest. Seeking an advantage against the warrior of light, It was Xenos who summoned Zero to the Source and bound her to serve as his Reaper avatar. With his defeat, she was cast back onto the Void, where she would once again encounter Eorzea's champion and their companions when they came in search of the great worm Ajdaya. They gave her the name Zero and struck a bargain to enlist her aid in their battle against Golbez's archfiends. As they traveled and fought together, Zero began to reconnect with the part of herself she had thought forever lost, and the discovery of how light might be restored to her world rekindled a fire within her breast. Zero soon abandoned the pretense of payment and accompanied the Warrior of Light of her own accord, forging bonds of friendship with Euless and many others in a way that she had shunned when fighting alone. The quest to defeat Zeromus would eventually take her to the First to meet with Reen, the Oracle of Light. Reen's words gave Zero much to consider, and after contemplating what her half-voidsent nature allowed her to do that no other being could, she took within herself the power of light. Zero then returned to the Void to confront Golbez in the depths of the moon. Golbez too had desired to restore the 13th, but in his grief at losing his dear companion, he had been manipulated by the Ascians into unleashing the flood of darkness. So it was that Zero revealed to him the flicker of light she carried, convincing the would-be conqueror that a seed of hope yet remained. During the ensuing battle with the Zeromus, Zero's fervent wish to save her world transformed her into a knight of legendary appearance. A blow infused with both light and darkness shattered Zeromus's form, and Zero succeeded in sealing the massive voidsent's ether in Memoria. Following their triumph, she joined hands with the repentant Golbez, and together they took the first steps towards bringing light into the Void. Wary of diluting her essence, Zero has always avoided feeding on the souls of others. This insistence on consuming stray ether often led to her death through starvation, leaving her to drift in the Void until her corporeal form was reconstituted. After not eating physically for so long, Zero's sense of taste has also atrophied, but she has since rediscovered this facet of cuisine after sampling heavily spiced foods in the source. The extremely spicy curry custom-made to her preference in Radzit Han has become one of the city's new signature dishes. Souls. Within all beings, whether it be man, animal, or even plant, does ether flow. And the spark which grants life, it is the spark which grants life to the lifeless. Conversely, death can be said to occur once ether has left a corporeal object. From this, it is clear to see why many scholars use the words life and ether interchangeably. The ether of the living can be broadly divided into corporeal ether, one's vigor or life force, and incorporeal ether, more colloquially known as one's soul. A person possessed of only the former becomes a zombie, while having only the latter would render them a ghost. Etherologists also assert that an individual's memory is inscribed upon their soul's ether. It is further theorized that memories associated with stronger emotions, such as regret, are more likely to persist after death, which would perhaps explain why so many spirits fixate upon vengeance. When a living creature perishes, its corporeal ether remains in the physical world, where it is consumed by predators or absorbed back into the land to provide nourishment for other life forms. Incorporeal ether, however, is returned to the ethereal sea. In that otherworldly plane is a soul washed clean of its memories, there to await rebirth as a new entity. Okay, the studium. True to its reputation as the cradle of knowledge, Sharlayan is home to numerous private study halls and schooling facilities, but it is the prestigious studium which represents its foremost institution of learning. The Academy opened its doors in the year 432 of the 6th astral era, and for over 1,000 years has established a history for producing accomplished archons and contributing to breakthroughs in every academic field. While initial classes focused on the formal study of the arcane, the occult, and astromancy, it was from these subjects that etherology, the exploration of magic's fundamental theory, was derived. This signaled the beginning of a more diverse curriculum, the main trunk branching out to include mundane fields such as the natural sciences of astronomy and biology. These were joined by the social sciences, law and economics, the humanities, philosophy and history, the formal sciences, mathematics and statistics, and the applied sciences, alchemy and medicine, and more on the spectrum of learning. Not all faculties are of equal size, however, with some professors teaching only a handful of pupils. This situation is exacerbated by compound disciplines such as somanotics, combining the study of etherology, sorcery, and medicine. The introduction of which leads to no few students transferring between faculties during their academy career. Now unburdened by the threat of the final days, administrators have seized the opportunity to enact changes. The studium's post-Exodus limitations on accepting foreign students has been lifted, and hopeful young scholars now converge on the city from every corner of Atheris. The 8th Umbral Calamity. The source has been visited by 7 cataclysmic events known as Umbral Calamities. The first of these was the Calamity of Wind, followed by the calamities of lightning, fire, earth, ice, water, and finally the Calamity of Darkness. While these disasters may seem the logical consequence of conflict or natural phenomena, they could not, in truth, have occurred without a massive disruption of the ethereal equilibrium of a reflection world. When a reflection's balance shifts drastically towards a single aspect, the heightened elemental energies seep into the source, much as water flows from higher to lower ground. An influx of fire-aspected ether might cause extended droughts, for example, while ice could result in a widespread drop in temperature. These anomalies become increasingly common until a final great catastrophe breaks down the barrier between the two worlds. In that moment, all the ether which comprises the reflection floods into the source, and the catastrophe swells into a full-fledged umbral calamity. Though it did not take place within our present timeline, the 8th Umbral Calamity's origin can be traced back to the first, where the power of light was ascendant. Even as the luminous excess bled into the source, the Garlean Empire launched its Black Rose upon the battlefield, and the deadly gas, itself a weapon of a light-based nature, was amplified far beyond its expected potency. It spread over a vast area, halting the circulation of ether and killing every living being with which it came into contact. The ether currents themselves were stilled, and the repercussions of this stagnation rippled throughout the environment. The Alliance leaders and the Scions who had gathered to fight the Imperial armies were slain where they stood. Thus began an age of unending war. Order broke down, violence ran rampant, and all fought in the savage battle for survival. In the midst of civilization's collapse, it was Sid and his Garland Ironworks stalwarts who led the development of an ambitious and far-reaching plan. Founded upon the knowledge they had gleaned in preceding years, the group set out to create a reality in which the 8th Umbral Calamity never happened. To build a past in which the calamity was prevented, and ensure that the fallen heroes survived into the future. The engineers and their collaborators toiled for generations, devoting their lives and the lives of their descendants to bringing this mad scheme to fruition. Finally, after decades of preparation, they succeeded in transporting the reawoken Crystal Tower backwards through the years and into the world of the First. Many adventures and misadventures later, darkness was restored to the ailing reflection, and the 8th Umbral Calamity was averted. None who lives today bore witness to that tragedy, nor the great effort which went into making this miracle possible. None will ever know who their saviors were, nor the thoughts and fears which drove them. None will ever know if their bleak future was erased by the changing of history, or if it endures in a fork of time's eternal river. Here and now, their hopes for the world are evident only in the continued survival of those they gave everything to save. Cool. PogChamp lore. Erinville. Sphene looks to be of an age with Alizé and Wuklamart. But now I wonder if these regulators have anything to do with that. Wuklamart. Regulators give Zeralja a frightful advantage, and that's just one of the devices he's gotten his hands on. If we're to have a chance at defeating him, we have to learn all we can about the technology he has at his disposal. Kryl. I understand this is part of their culture, but it is no less disconcerting. Already read that. Already read that. Already read that. Embracing Oblivion. Kafkiwa regards you with concerned curiosity. Kafkiwa. I trust you've gained an insight into the use of souls in Alexandria. It's shocking, I know. I was overwhelmed myself at first. I expect you'll need some time to digest it all, but for now let's head back to the earth and sky. Wuklamart, at this rate. Something I want to discuss with everyone. Let's take a moment before we head into the tunnel. We'll see. 888. Oh, cool. This leads around. Graha. 'Tis well that we could see firsthand how regulators are used, to draw upon even the souls of fiends. I shudder to imagine how powerful Zoraja could become. Kryl? What does Lamachi wish to discuss, I wonder? Erenville? To think that everyone has lived here for 30 years, long enough to become accustomed to the way of life. Alizé. I understand the argument that we should keep an open mind. This practice is integral to their culture, but every fiber of my being rails against it. Integral. Ooh. Uklama, I'm sorry for delaying us, but I have some thoughts I need to share. In both technology and values, it's plain there's a wide gulf between Tuliyollal and Alexandria. And while Zoraja knows everything about us, we know hardly anything about what he's become. Raha. Indeed. We haven't even seen what lies within that enormous tower, Everkeep. Uklama. So here I'd like to make a proposal. That is, we work with Kafkiwa and her people. We need to learn as much as we can about the enemy. The quickest way would be to join hands with Oblivion. We've only just met them, I know, and we shouldn't be too quick to trust. But the fact remains that they share our desire to stop Zoraja. Graha. Sphene too claims to be at odds with the King of Resolve. May I ask why you would cooperate with Oblivion instead? Uklama. It's simple, really. Their leader is Erenville's mother. Meanwhile, whatever Sphene may feel, she's a ruler of this nation. There's a greater risk in working with her, and less reason to take her at her word. Raha. A fair point. And knowing Zoraja, we must assume that his arrangement with Sphene was not made without some consideration. Kryl. All I know is that it would be heartening to have allies in this strange realm. I think everyone would agree that any help we can get would be welcome. Erenville. Hold on. There's no guarantee that it's actually my mother behind the machine. Without seeing her in the flesh, we can't rule out the possibility of a ploy. If it turns out to be a trap, we endanger not only ourselves, but everyone in Tuliyollal. Uklama. As you say, we have no proof that it really is Kafkiwa. But I make my proposal in full awareness of this. Whether we are going to war or striving for peace, we need to learn as much as we can. Otherwise, we can't hope to do anything meaningful. As it stands, we know too little about this realm. We need to remedy that. We need to study the enemy, and when the time comes, strike down Zeralja for good and all. What's more, I trust you, Erenville. You've always had great instincts, honed from your time training under your mother. Erenville, what if I'm wrong? What if sentiment is clouding my judgment? If it's a trap, then we'll deal with it. When it's sprung, I trust you as well. I do trust him, but it's kind of superfluous to say it. If it's a trap, then we'll deal with it when it's sprung. Maybe someone else will say that if I say I trust you as well. I want to say I trust you as well, because he's my homie. I trust you as well, homie. Erenville. That's always the way of it with you. Fine. If you're set on this, then I'll say no more. Oh, I wish I said the other option. Now he feels responsible. Uklamat. Then it's settled. Let's head inside and secure ourselves some new allies. See you, chump. Kryl. I agree with Wuklamat. It's a gamble regardless of whether or not we choose to work with the people here, and more knowledge is better than less. Alizé. While I'm all for dealing with Zeralja, we need to consider how our actions may affect ordinary Alexandrians. They're not the enemy after all. Not yet. Raha. The vow of resolve is possessed of conviction and flexibility both. If the tales are true, she learned much in the course of the rite of succession. Yeah, man, you missed out. Would have been cool to have you there. Uklamat. With the resources at their disposal, I'm hopeful that Kafkiwa and her people will make great allies. Erenville, I'm unaccustomed to seeing her make decisions like a ruler. Better that than her former vacillating self, though. Vacillating as in going between each option, is that what you mean? Chopping and changing? Vacillating, wavering between different opinions of or actions, irresolute.
Vacillating.
Yes. Quite. Mirsch. Geode. You understand how regulators work now, I trust? It's one of those things that's best seen in action. Nostalgia. The wildlife can be very dangerous out there. You need to take care if you don't wear a regulator. Oyakwe. Oh, hello again. Kawaii. Kafki. Oh. Buklama. Kafkiwa, there's something I need to tell you and your people. We came here for no other reason than to strike down Zeralja. Geode. But I thought he was your brother. Do you really mean to kill your own kin? He did. Buklama, my kin invaded our nation and murdered our people. As vow of resolve, it falls to me to bring him to account. I am prepared to do what I must, and I won't hesitate when the time comes. Like us, you and yours oppose Zeralja. In light of this, I propose that we work together to stop him once and for all. I realize that this is sudden, that it's a gamble to trust someone you've only just met. But I would trust in the conviction of anyone who shares my goal. So fight with me, I beg you. Kafkiwa, as you say, our goals align, and I don't doubt your resolve in the least. If you hadn't proposed working together, I would have done so instead. Truth be told, it's been tough going at it alone. While we've gathered ample intelligence, we don't have the strength to take decisive action. Besides, how could we not trust you? My only son is with you, my fussy little bun-bun. He's all the reason I need. Then it's decided. Here's to a fruitful collaboration. Buklama. Thank you, Kafkiwa, everyone. Together we'll achieve great things, I'm sure of it. Alize. Then let's not waste any time. We've been wondering about Zeralja's whereabouts. Is there a palace inside that tower? Geode. After a fashion. The king resides on the uppermost level, but while Queen Sphene has a penchant for going out in public, he seldom shows himself. Penchant. What's more, his movements are highly classified. Not even his commanders are privy to that information. If anyone knows where he is at any given time, it could only be the Queen. Kafkiwa. Even if we don't know his whereabouts, Zeralja will eventually march on Tuliyollal again. That's when we can go after him. The drawback is we'd have to wait for the invasion to happen. Innocents would be put in harm's way. There's also the possibility that he'll leave everything to his minions and not command the army in person. Storm the capital. Buklama. No. He'll take the field. Kafkiwa. What makes you so certain? Buklamat. My brother has always yearned to surpass our father. That's why he attacked Tuliyollal. After waiting for 30 years, the first thing he wanted to do was demonstrate his newfound strength. But killing Papa didn't satisfy him. So now he's bent on proving himself stronger than me and Kona, who bested him in the right of succession. He challenged me to strike him down. He wants a duel to show everyone that he's superior to the Dawn Servant, and he won't let his minions deprive him of the pleasure. Alizé, then why hasn't he appeared and given you your chance? Surely he's aware of our presence here. Uklama, at that I can only guess. Perhaps he wants to dazzle us with his wondrous realm. But if he won't deign to appear, then we'll force him to do so. Even as we gather intelligence, we make no move to attack him. Show absolutely no interest in a confrontation. Knowing him, he'll tire of waiting and turn his attention to Kona instead. He'll attack Tuliyollal again, like he said he would. Kefkiwa, I see. If you believe this the best approach, then we have no objections. Any campaign against Tuliyollal requires that Zaraja leads his forces through Vanguard. We'll have lookouts keep an eye on it day and night. Kryl, such a strategy is certainly viable. If we're proceeding with it, though, we should warn those outside. Alizé, indeed, they'll need time to prepare their defenses. Raha, I should be glad to coordinate our efforts. I'm already in regular contact with Ishtola, and will make sure to keep our comrades apprised of developments. Geode, you can leave Vanguard to us. We'll send word at the first sign of movement. Kefkiwa, it seems we have a plan. While we wait for Zaraja to move, you do well to prepare for battle, and it begins with familiarizing yourselves with the technology that empowers him. To that end, I'll show you to Oblivion's main headquarters. Uklama, oh? I thought this place was it. Kefkiwa, you'll be impressed to know that we're located right inside the tower, in the residential district of Solution 9. Hiding a tree in the forest, as it were. The only question is how to get you through the checkpoint. Buklama. Ah, about that. Sphene said that she'd make it so we could enter without issue. Kefkiwa, she did? Curious. She's not supposed to have such authority over the sentries. Kryl, if I recall correctly, her words were that she would register us as guests. Kefkiwa, I see. Perhaps we're in the clear then. When you're ready, come and meet me at the tower entrance. Geode, before you head out, give us a moment to introduce ourselves properly, eh? After all, names are good to know when working together. Do, 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 do. Alizé. Between making new friends and entering the tower, I can't help but feel a little excited. Kryle. Is it just me, or are Ernville and Kafkiwa complete opposites in personality? Yeah. Ra. The intelligence that Kafkiwa and her people possess will be very useful to our efforts. Uklamat. If this isn't their main headquarters, I can't imagine what the actual place is like. Ernville. It's eerie hearing my mother's voice come from that peculiar machine. Oyakwe. Nice to meet you. Kihi. Mwah. Nostalgia. If Kafkiwa trusts you, and so do we. White Mage. Actually... Warrior. Geode. While Oblivion has operatives all over, we're the main crew here. I'm Geode, the leader of this hideout. And the dependable young twins behind me are Nostalgia and Wayakwe. Nostalgia. I'm Nostalgia. It's a pleasure to meet you. My sister and I were born and raised inside the barrier. We've been with Oblivion for 3 years, and our main duties are surveillance and provisioning. Uklama. Twins, eh? That explains the resemblance. Oyakwe is a Tonawautan name, unless I'm mistaken. Nostalgia. That's right. Our mother is Tuliolan, and our father is Alexandrian. They wanted to honor both cultures. Kryle. They're beautiful names. Oyakwe. Thank you. Though I have no memories of my mother, I like to think I carry a part of her with me. Uklama. So, what made you decide to join Oblivion? Nostalgia. We wanted to avenge our father. Ambrose was his name, and years ago, he was taken away after a scuffle with a soldier over a disagreement. It was a minor incident, so at first we clung to the hope that he'd be released. But when months went by with no word from or about him, we made the decision to remove our regulators. We had already lost the memories of our mother. We didn't want to lose those of our father as well. Wow. They've all forgotten about him now. Everyone who had known him. Uklamat, that bastard. Even here he thinks nothing of his own people. Nostalgia. Sometime later, we were approached by a member of Oblivion. Hoping to get justice for our father, we joined the Order. I'm sorry, didn't mean to darken the mood. Uklama. No, I appreciate you sharing this. Together we'll avenge your father. Nostalgia. Thank you. Something tells me you have what it takes. You introduce yourself too. Go on. She's so shy. Oyakwe. It's pretty much the same story for me. And while my name is a Tuna Walton name, I haven't the faintest how things are outside the barrier. It's my dream to go and see it with my own eyes. Our mother's homeland. Uklamat. Once peace is restored, you must come and visit. The wilds are beautiful, the food delicious, and everyone's so nice. You'll love it. Geode. And that's us here. You'll meet others in the back room. That's our headquarters. Some of them are a little eccentric, but they have good hearts all. Ah, Eleneshpia. One last thing. It isn't exactly my place to say this, but thank you for seeking out Kafkiwa. She talks about you so much. It's clear how important you are to her. Aaronville. ... Geode. That's all. Be good to your mother while you still can, eh? Oh. Well, we'll let you go now. Feel free to use this hideout as you like. Hell yeah. Embrace oblivion. Meanwhile, in Neverkeep. Ah yes, the evil music.
You've been consulting with Wook Lamont.
Yes, as per your orders, maybe.
No matter. I do not know what you are scheming. But when your realm lay on the brink, you were powerless. You had no choice but to turn to me. Whatever sentiment you may feel for her, it is my power you require, is it not?
Perhaps. And yet, knowing the love that Wook Lamont bears for her people, how she regards them all as kin. I cannot help but wish to spare her the same pain I have suffered. What's more, her friends possess new knowledge. Were we to work together, we might find another path. I know you're loath to consider it, but is there no hope for peace with Tuliolo? What we've already done may be unforgivable, but it needn't continue. You needn't kill your brother and sister.
I slew my only flesh and blood. Yet you attempt to sway me with an appeal to family.
Cold-blooded.
The memory of my father's final moments still fills me with disappointment. Age came for him before I did. For long years, I sought to prove the miracle. And weak as he was, defeating him achieved nothing.
You cheated.
To kill them is my only recourse. Uklamat and Kona, who bested him as he was in his prime.
They are still your siblings, even if not by blood. That such bonds should mean so little to you.
I am bound to no one. Serve none save myself. I made that clear when first you spoke to me in the Golden City. Remember, I can easily kill your beloved family. If you would protect them, cast aside any foolish notions. Your wisdom and abilities are valuable insofar as our goals align. So think well before you act, Queen of Reason. Uklamat, if you are Father's worthy successor, then you will find your way to me. But should you fall short, I will lay waste to Tuli Yolal.
What now?
Cheesecake. Bruh, JD offline again. Well, that's a good spot to leave it. Next time, get to solution 9. Covered a lot of informational ground tonight. Don't want to overload the brain. Give it a chance to store in long-term memory. And then continue next time. But for now, it's GG.